Welcome to Acquired Taste Podcast. We are back. It's your boy Dirty D.
It's your boy Tight Daddy.
And it's Queen Bee.
We've been gone for a little bit.
We haven't recorded in like 3 weeks, dude.
It's been a little bit.
I haven't been here in like 4 weeks, I think.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, shit gets busy. Here at Acquired Taste Podcast, we are not historians. We have full-time jobs. We are not comedians. We do this on our spare time because we like it. And you guys seem to like it too. But it was the holidays. We had a lot of stuff going on, rapid fire, back to back. And we felt it was kind of good for us to take a little break and recoup and get some new ideas, which we have a bunch of new ideas.
Indeed.
A bunch of stuff to get through.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny. We finally went through the list of the ideas I've messaged you at like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot. See, I keep weird hours by comparison to most people that work at the same hours I do. And I'll be up in the middle of the night watching a documentary like, oh, this is a great idea. We should only talk about this.
Yeah.
And then like send them a message at 2 in the morning that I know they're not going to see.
Yeah.
I see it sometimes.
Oh, fair enough. You also keep some weird hours too, though.
I do, yeah.
But, yeah, so we got some new stuff coming up this year, but it is the new year, so welcome back, everybody. Thank you all for listening to us. We do appreciate it. We're back again in 2024 with more nonsense to feed you through your ear holes. You're welcome.
Ooh.
So if you're new, we are a history-based podcast. We talk about history, mystery, and some other foolishness and tomfoolery.
And we're funny.
And we are funny.
Yeah,
so even though we are not historians by trade, we're not comedians by trade either, but we're actually I think we're pretty clever.
We like to have a good time.
I mean, we at least do have fun with it.
We have fun.
We have fun. It's fine. It's fine. And it's true. We do have fun. So if you're new, welcome. We usually start off every episode, a little 15-minute banter, gets us a little bit loosened up, a little icebreaker, if you will. After that, though, we usually get into the meat and bones, meat and potatoes of our topics. For those that have been here before, welcome back. We've missed you. And forehead kisses for all of you. We appreciate it. I hope you all had a wonderful holidays and a happy new year when all your wishes will come true.
2024, baby.
Yep. Let's see what weird shit this year has for us.
Yeah, we're going to get into that later, too.
If you are not aware, we do actually have a Patreon, which we haven't used in a while. But
you're going to get your dollars worth.
We're going to get your dollars worth this month because we're recording a Patreon episode right after this.
Yep.
Where we're going to be talking about all the weird shit that has happened to us 8 days into the new year.
8 fucking total days.
We have been 8 days into this year. And it's already got super weird. So, if you want to follow us on Patreon to hear that nonsense, please do. That'd be cool. We would appreciate it. It's like $1 a month. You guys got it.
Yeah.
Y'all got it.
Hell yeah.
But anyways, like I was saying, welcome back. This one is actually an episode requested by one of our listeners.
Yeah.
And we try to get to y'all first. Because we were on such a long break, we actually haven't had a chance to.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to give this one actually our due diligence.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to do a good episode. We had enough time to get some good research, find out some new things, some interesting facts.
It's funny because you said we find out new things, but we're finding out new things about old things.
Yeah, pretty much
about history.
Gotta love history.
See, we're clever. That was clever.
That's right. That is right.
Give myself that one.
There it is. If I had control, I would have gave it to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
The board is over here, so I gave it to myself. Gave myself some love on that one.
Only one person may control the board.
Yeah.
I mean,
board master.
We have our moments here. Yeah. So we always like I said before we start off with a question. So Deej, man, what's our question for today, man? What you got?
I do have a question. It has nothing to do with the episode today.
Fantastic.
That's
But
okay.
I was thinking about it. So I think I've asked this question a while ago. Like, you coming home from school, what's your fucking go-to like cartoon to watch when you were a kid?
Oh,
Didn't we talk about it?
Yeah, we did talk about
this before.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now I thought about an even better one. Who was your favorite cartoon character, good guy, and villain?
Ooh, that's a big question, man.
Huh.
That is a big question.
That's a pretty good one. You know, I can start off. If you guys want to think.
Please do, man. Because I am unprepared.
I feel like I need time to think about.
I was right. I'm caught off guard by that one.
That's a doozy. It's a doozy.
So we're talking like Saturday morning cartoons, or
basically
like
any cartoon you used to watch when you were a kid. I mean, I think Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah, it was loaded.
Disney.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
any character. Courage the Cowardly Dog, Johnny Bravo, Cat Dog. Fucking Ed, Ed and Eddie, you know.
I always forget about Cat Dog.
I never do because I never liked that show.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
That was my show.
Did
Pinky and the
anyone
Brain.
really like Cat Dog?
I don't know. Somebody probably did.
I think I
prefer cow and
watched
chicken.
it because like it was in between like a
Yeah.
cow and chicken and Ed and Eddie, I think,
Yeah.
and it was like in the midst of that, you know, you know, Ren and Stimpy,
Oh yeah. There's a lot.
Powerpuff Girls.
Dude, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
Because I mean, like,
There's a lot to take in. But like I said, if you were to narrow down like your favorite good guy and
That's tough.
favorite bad guy, so
real
I'll go my favorite
Yeah,
one
please.
right off the bat, Johnny Bravo.
really, you were
Love Johnny.
that man was.
What a fucking Guido he was. What a fucking
He was.
I mean,
he
he
sure
lived with his
was.
mom.
Yeah, just flexing all the time.
All the time.
Dressing like fucking Andrew Dice Clay. Blonde hair like a real fucking Italian, you know, or like the Sicilians, you know.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
But his character was amazing. He was always on point. What he wanted to do. He wanted to have a good time and he was trying to fuck. You know?
he was trying
He
to fuck
was.
dude. Yeah,
He
for
sure
real, man.
was.
That was it for him.
Yeah,
Really,
He was really trying
he
to
was single-minded in his goal.
bang one out. But you know, in all honesty, he was always kind of helping people out.
He accidentally did help a lot of people out.
He
That's
was
true.
just big, dumb, swollen, strong. And
That was that's true.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember like one of the quotes was like, "Oh, my mama worried me about women like you. I hope she was right."
yeah.
Johnny Bravo,
And
man.
his voice was just so fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, I can't imitate that.
Yeah,
That's,
really. And so my favorite bad guy, I think, and I don't even know if you want to consider him a bad guy, would probably be Mojo Jojo.
Okay, so I gotta put some respect on Mojo Jojo.
You do.
Because, like,
Yeah.
first and foremost, he was not a villain originally.
He's an underdog.
He was not supposed to be a villain originally.
no.
But because his fucking father was trying to make some little girls in his basement, he got left in the
Yeah,
streets.
he was an underdog.
He was left in the streets. He was abandoned by his
I
father.
never really thought about that, but yeah, you're right.
He was done dirty.
And they beat the fuck out of him.
They would beat him on his
On a
day
regular
off.
Yeah,
basis.
his brains would be fucking hanging out of the glass thing, blood, his arms would be fucking
Broken
broken,
and
and
shit.
shit, band-aids everywhere.
Yeah, because think about it, man. Like, so Mojo Jojo was technically the Powerpuff Girls' big brother, essentially, which means the Rowdy Rough Boys are their like nephews or cousins.
What?
Think about it. If your big brother has a kid, what do they do? That's your nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Rowdy Rough Boys are the nephews of the Powerpuff Girls.
Interesting.
I do a lot of thinking. All right.
My fucking...
I have a lot of time on my hand. Like I have a lot of time where nobody's talking to me.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Oh, holy
So like
shit.
my brain just like does a thing, you know.
dives in there into the
But
ether.
dude, yeah, it always made me mad. Like when I figured out that the Mojo Jojo was actually the tragic hero of his whole tale. Is like there was an episode where they just beat his ass for an entire episode where he wasn't even
yeah.
doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
They broke into jail to beat his ass.
Yeah, just...
like
he was like doing his time.
right,
Doing the right thing.
right.
Busted the wall open, fucking
Yep.
glitter,
Yep.
beating the shit out of
Oh yeah, glitter and hands. That's it.
God damn.
So yeah, that's a good answer, man. Because Mojo
Yeah.
Jojo was my guy.
Yeah, he was the underdog, and like, no matter what, even after getting his ass kicked, he came back next week. He was on his bullshit the next week.
Oh yeah.
He's back on his
Yeah,
bullshit.
I'm gonna get these motherfuckers.
Yeah, because they kicked him out of his own home, and nobody talks about why he was making 3 little girls in his basement. Still, I'm so curious about that.
You know, that's a whole nother dark circle. Will that's a Patreon
That is
episode.
kind of a.
What was he doing?
We should do an episode of like, all those conspiracy theories about cartoons where it's like
Yeah.
the Winnie the Pooh characters are all different mental illnesses and stuff like that.
There's a reason
Actually, write that down. That's a good one. That's a really good idea. Yeah.
it's so eerie. There's a reason I have a fuck Dan Schneider sticker on the back of my car.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's easy work, really.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so what is this idea? I mean,
Like conspiracy theories about like old cartoon characters and what they used to represent, or like things like that. Because I can go in about Powerpuff Girls for longer than this because it's a thing that I have. It's a problem that I have here.
okay, it's on the list.
Also, Ed and Eddie was another weird one that I have a whole thing about too.
I love the real
save it.
dumb one. Ed, that was my dude.
I never watched that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Double D because he was like trying to get him to stop the bullshit. It's like when me, you, and Gio hang out together,
Yeah.
and I'm like trying to stop y'all for doing something completely ridiculous. You just do it anyways.
Who would be Plankton? Remember?
I don't know, man.
Fucking Ed's imaginary fucking.
Well, no, Plankton was the other character's imaginary friend.
Oh,
he was carried by that one dude. I can't remember his name.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while since I watched it, but I remember that. Actually, they had a stream on for Christmas. It was like right around Christmas. That was all my coworkers were off except for me, so I was like the one person manning the ship.
Yeah,
there's nothing for me to do. So YouTube had like a 24-hour marathon of all the Christmas episodes from the old cartoons.
Nice.
So I watched that for a day. It was great.
Yeah, Cartoon Network. Those are the golden days, man.
Mm-hmm. Can't be replicated. They tried, didn't work. Anywho, so I guess I'll go next here. My favorite villain is easier for me to remember. I'm gonna go with Magneto from the old X-Men cartoon.
Ooh, nice.
Oh yeah, that's my guy.
I fuck with that.
That was my guy. He was all about those mutant rights, man. No matter what it took.
Yeah, real politician. Yeah.
Well, like more of a terrorist, but sure.
Arguably one and the same.
Shit, ain't it? We avoid politics on this podcast, but
yes, we do.
That was a good one.
But not on aftertaste.
That was a good burn, though.
That's true. Yeah, aftertaste is no holds bar, so we can talk about whatever.
Good times. My favorite hero was actually Courage.
Courage,
man. He went through some shit.
Dude, he would just show up and the guy's like, there's a boy in the lake.
Timmy fell down the well.
Right, because everybody else doesn't understand him except for Eustace.
The grandpa's like, huh? Like he can't
Eustace. Stupid dog that he like scares him and shit.
Stupid dog. With the gums.
But dude, the middle of nowhere, there was so much shit going on in that cartoon, man. He was always saving the grandmother though, man. He was always saving her consistently because Eustace was an idiot. Couldn't save shit. But Courage,
very true.
Courage survived some stuff, man. And that cartoon was wild,
dude. Thinking about it now, the way they made it look, it was so dark, but it wasn't like Tim Burton dark. It was more eerie than that.
It was that cartoon legitimately did scare me a few times. Yeah. Like there were 2 episodes I remember vividly that scared me. It was the slab episode, like where the dude was in the mist in the middle of the field. It kept saying "Return to slab" or something. The curse. Yeah. That's one of them. The second one was the barber. The barber episode. Oh, if anybody's listening to this and remembers this, please leave a comment about this, because if you remember that episode with the barber, I think it was Muriel, the grandmother. I think it was like her nephew or some shit, and he was a barber, and he would tell these creepy ass stories about why he got kicked out of these towns for cutting people's hair, and it was
Oh man,
to this day will give me a nightmare if I watch it again.
See, that's the
thing.
I'm
a big, strong boy.
I feel like cartoons did that because they knew parents just would leave their kids in front of the cartoons.
Oh yeah, abandon us completely.
And so the fucking networks would be like, all right, let's fuck with these
kids.
Yeah,
this thing.
Yeah, that's the slab thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was ugh.
Yeah, return to slab ourselves for the curse.
Just like looking at it.
Rings in my brain regularly.
like what was this show?
A fucking pipe dream. The amount of acid people were on when they were writing these cartoons back then was palpable. All right, B, what you got? What's your favorite?
I don't know. Like I was never really like a Saturday morning cartoon. I liked Rugrats. I watched Rugrats.
Oh, so Nickelodeon was your thing.
Nickelodeon.
Like Doug,
yeah.
Oh, Rocket
Hey
Power.
Arnold. I liked Hey Arnold. Yeah.
Hey Arnold was the shit.
Hey Arnold was super good.
Stoop kid never leaves a stoop.
Stoop kid never leaves a stoop. And the pigeon guy who got carried away by pigeons.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Oh my god. Did I text you guys about doing an episode about pigeons?
Yes, you did.
You just said pigeons.
Recently, actually.
We'll get into that later. We'll talk about it later.
Okay, cool. Because I forgot to ask you, like, you all you said was we need an episode about pigeons, and you didn't say shit else about it. Like, you left
Zero
that.
context.
No context.
Well, look for that in the future.
Me and Aaron probably did the same thing. We just looked at our phones and we were like,
Right, because we were,
yeah,
because we were just like, we were going through all of our messages, like trying to find all the things that we brought up, like for future topics that he never wrote down, because we're busy, it happens, and like pigeons. Interesting.
Yeah, pigeons. We'll talk about it later, but yeah,
okay, cool.
Hey Arnold was really good.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
I liked it a lot. I liked all the different characters each like had their own like things going on. They all had their own side, like the Asian. Was he like a teacher or something? Like had like a like a anti-Asian storyline. Where
There was one, yeah, when he first moved to the country.
Yeah, and he was in like the Korean War or something like that, and I was like, what? It was
awesome.
it was crazy.
Yeah, he was a war veteran that moved to the country, and it was a whole. I remember that episode actually. That was really sad.
So many episodes were so deep,
but it was also true though. It was a true story that what happened to the Asian community during World War II.
Yeah,
and the Korean War, and Vietnam. Actually, there's a lot of Asian problems. Anywho, we have issues.
Yeah. As far as villains, I think probably I don't know. I remember when I was little. I stayed with my grandparents, and my uncle, who's only a few years older than me, would always watch. He always wanted to watch Batman. I always had to sit there and watch Batman because he wouldn't let me watch anything else when Batman was on.
The animated series was great.
But I was like a 8-year-old girl. Like, come on, I don't want to watch Batman.
It would have been cooler if it did.
But I was like, Care Bears are on. Harley Quinn, like Poison Ivy, like the cartoon versions, I liked them. I thought they were funny.
Okay, sure.
I liked the Harley Quinn that talked like this. She was super fun.
Yeah.
Mr. J.
Mr. J.
Yeah, she was cool.
I liked
They
her
actually
a lot.
invented her for the cartoon, actually. That was the first time she ever appeared.
Really? Cool.
The only thing she should exist in is cartoon.
I love her in comic books, actually. I love her in the comic books, and her in the new cartoons are actually pretty good.
Well, yeah, any cartoon version.
Anything that has her as an adult, like when she grew out of the Joker or outgrew the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't like the Margot Robbie version?
I actually watched one of those with my mom, and I was like, "What the fuck is
Which one did you
dude?
watch?
It was like
Did you watch like Birds of Prey or something?
only her story, and like the end, there's like a little girl that everyone's trying to fucking get.
I think that's Birds of Prey.
Yeah, I don't remember. I just
That
remember
one's
watching
weird.
it. I was like, this is so goddamn fucking cheesy.
Yeah, it
I
was
just
real
can't-
weird.
Yeah.
I can't with this shit.
I'm a big fan of the comic books, of the comic book version of her, and then the cartoon version is really good too. But I don't know, I prefer her stories, especially after she's separated from the Joker because he tried to kill her too many times.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah, she got out of the toxic relationship. Actually, it's just what it was. Like, finally left the toxic man.
Try talking some sense into us girls who love our toxic relationships. Okay, just try, see what happens.
My best friends are women, dude. I just you just gotta step back and hope for the best, really, because they don't listen to shit. Anyways, it's cool. Neither do we.
We don't.
Well, neither do men in our toxic relationships. Anywho, moving past that. So yeah, I liked Harley Quinn. Actually, it's funny because you mentioned her and Poison Ivy. They were dating at one point
In the cartoon?
in the newer ones.
Oh. I ship it.
Oh yeah, they were a great couple actually. Great couple. Because she was one who took Harley Quinn in after she left the Joker.
They were there for each other.
She had her back.
Yeah.
Definitely had her back. Girl power and whatnot. But her cartoon is actually really fucking funny.
Really?
On I think it's on HBO Max.
Oh shit. I don't have HBO.
It's for adults. It's an adult cartoon.
Yeah.
There's cursing and shit in it. It's pretty good.
I wish I had HBO.
I use my roommates.
I don't have a roommate.
You're lucky. I'll fucking trade you.
Yeah, you want the HBO?
Right, whole human. Get HBO. That's cat. It's kind of cool.
Charlie. Yeah.
Yes. No offense, Charlie.
Thought I'd try. Anywho, let's get into what we got going on today. So, like I mentioned before, we try to do the suggestions from our listeners first. This one came to us via Instagram.
Yeah, this one is from a listener. Her name on Instagram is beautifullyblended_.
Right on
Instagram. So thank you so much, beautifullyblended_ for the suggestion.
Right. We appreciate you listening to us in the first place and suggesting something that we actually have to do some work on. So we actually have to do our homework for this one. So we not only appreciate you listening, but here you go. This is for you.
This is dedicated to you.
And
Right.
You're about to hear a lot of Italian accents. You gave an Italian subject to a half an Italian guy. I don't know what you want from me.
It's going to be great.
You did this. You asked for this.
This is true. All right. So you want to start us off?
I'm an 8th Italian.
I am
if that counts.
None.
We got 5/8 Italian here.
I eat Italian food a lot. It's pretty cool.
Italian food is pretty cool.
It's my second favorite.
Yeah.
Been my favorite meal so
Mexican,
far.
Then,
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about the island of Poveglia. So this one's got kind of a
Poveglia.
Poveglia. Is that what it is?
Yes.
So the G's fucking silent in there?
I guess.
Poveglia?
Mr. Italian over
What,
here.
you're half Italian. What are you doing here?
What are
you doing over here?
What is this?
All right.
We started already.
I'm fucking talking here.
Trying to pronounce Poveglia over here.
Okay, so the earliest that we know, or what I've read about Poveglia, that's what we're going Poveglia,
Poveglia.
right?
Poveglia.
Was around the 5th century. It was an island used as a refugee for Italian citizens while the city was being attacked by Alaric the Goth and Attila the Hun. However, historians speculate the inhabitants known as the Eugani may have been used the island around 2000 BC. So it's kind of back and forth with this island. Like, people find it, it's like, this is a cool little place, and there's a bunch of islands that are attached around this because this is an island off of Venice, you know. So they would have people, you know, claim the island, and then there would be war, and then they would send people to the island as like fucking punishment. They would send like their assassins there, you know, or like POWs left over the war. And this kind of happened over the course of like hundreds of years, you know. So it's kind of got a history of just having a lot of real fucking mean Italians showing up there that nobody wants, you know.
I mean, that's what you do when you have an island. You send people there.
I mean, that's how we got Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So we can fast forward all the way to 1379. Venice became a significant power. They needed a secure location to combat enemy ships because they were having, you know, the way Venice is set up, like, they have, like, fucking waterways like we have streets. You know what I mean? Like, they use motherfucking
canals,
boats.
yeah.
They got canals that paddle through.
I know. I've been to the Venetian in Vegas.
Shit.
I'm fancy as hell.
I rode on the gondola.
Damn. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so like a lot of ships were coming through here, you know, so they were basically trying to establish like a military force here, you know, to like combat this island from being fucking taken over like it had been for so many years, you know. So this is during the Chioggia War with Genoa. The government forced current residents of Poveglia Island to move to a different island within the lagoon. Once the residents were gone, the officials built their little fortress, you know, this naval artillery, and which allowed Venice to get in a good position to like to defend these fucking islands, you know.
Yeah, it was like the port access right there, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, it was, and that's why it kept getting fucking attacked because, you know, it was just easy to get to.
Well, there was a lot of regions. The part of it because, like, obviously, like, so they were a port city, but also because they were a port city, they also had a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
Like a storm amount of money. Like, they were the richest empire in that part of the world for quite some time.
Yeah.
Because they had all the ports. And because of that, they had ports around the Mediterranean. All of them were destroyed, except for Venice. So, were conquered, except for Venice. So there's a lot with the Venetian Empire that I feel like they don't get enough credit for being like as badass as they were. Because more badass people came and took them over.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry about that. Go
Quite
ahead.
frequently. Yeah, so this island kind of got abandoned after a while. You know, nothing really happening. Like I said, there was people there off and on, but it wasn't an island meant for people to live there. You know, it was made to be this defensive unit, you know, for the country. And then the plague happened.
Didn't it like burn down at one point?
I imagine they probably had a lot of things like that happen, but there wasn't
There was during one of the wars, gosh, I wish I would have wrote this down. During one of the wars, they like so there were people living there. There was like a small group of people living there, like less than 100 people. And they like lit the whole island on fire. And like all of the structures burned to the ground. Like everyone's homes burned to the ground and they all had to relocate back to Venice.
Yeah, I imagine that was probably like one of the battles because, like I said, this was like at first it was like an exile island. They just kept sending motherfuckers that didn't want to be there. So I imagine at some point somebody was like, "Fuck this."
Well, the people who like lived there when it burned down were just like regular people that were living there, and their like great grandchildren are like the people who live there now. So like they eventually were able to, this is getting way ahead of ourselves, but they were eventually able to like reclaim the land because it belonged to their like ancestors. So now the people who, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Okay, yeah, I did not read about that. Interesting. Oh yeah. So yeah, we're gonna kind of skip towards the 14th century during the bubonic plague that just kind of fucking decimated Europe.
Oh yeah. Now I'm gonna chime in on this part here because there's a lot to this whole bubonic plague, and there's a few different researches of it as well. So I'm gonna talk about the one in the 14th century though, because that's the one that directly affects at least this island, and part of the reason why we're talking about it. So yeah, bubonic plague, aka the Black Death, started in an area right in between Europe and China, essentially. So in the town, which I actually really wish I had spelled it properly, but meh. Anyways, so it's called Isepi. So this is 1337. 4 people died of bubonic plague. Just 4 people. So it started off, 4 people got it, 4 people died. Here's the issue though. Where this exists is on the trade routes that was used by the Mongols to trade between East and West. So like anything else, it's going to get carried on with people moving, especially people traveling.
Mongols are going everywhere.
Exactly. So it took 2 years for it, and then in this town, 100 more people die. It's just in 2 years in this very specific town. Like I said before, people are starting to trade through this area. And the plague is starting to spread now. These actually come from fleas. So the fleas are being carried by rats, which is what most people remember of it.
The plague rats.
Yeah, the black rat. Black plague, black rat, whole thing, a lot of black shit. Anyways, these rats are actually native to Asia, like I mentioned before. The thing about rats, and then these rats specifically, is how much they can breed. So they can make up to 2,000 offspring a year.
Ooh.
Damn.
In a year.
A whole lot of fucking.
That's a whole lot of rats.
God damn.
Apparently they be fucking.
Jesus Christ.
So now put into effect that each rat can carry 8 fleas each.
Damn.
So
only 8?
They're not that big.
I feel like I've seen, I don't know. I feel like more than 8 fleas can fit on a rat.
Well, it might be, but that seems
like a low number.
Okay.
Like my dog is pretty much rat sized, and he got fleas.
Dude, if I see a dog, okay, I've been in New York. Never mind. Never mind.
He got fleas one time, and there was like 5 billion fleas on him.
Okay.
So like, I feel like there can be more than 8 fleas.
Maybe it's just infected ones without killing them. Maybe.
I don't know.
Not these black plague fleas.
Right. Maybe
there's like
fleas.
giant fleas.
Oh, that'd be awful. But
like
and terrifying.
They're the size of a cockroach.
Because I've seen what these fleas look like, and they're not pretty. So, like, maybe it can only hold that many fleas before it kills it.
I mean, fleas are just ugly in general.
Fair enough. And if they're roach size, it's even worse.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, God.
So like I said before, Mongol trade route going between East and West. So this is in between China, which is massive. But at the time, it wasn't like the China that we know now, where it's like these massive cities. It was mostly like little villages. So it took a while to actually spread through China. Because at the time, with China being mostly villages and mostly being spread out, and also this is during the Mongol Empire too. So like we're talking about like, okay, maybe 1 or 2 big cities. The rest of it's just towns.
Yeah.
Like that have, a couple hundred people in it. That's about it. Not like Europe where there's thousands of people in a small space.
Yeah.
So it hit both, yeah. It did hit all of China at some point, yeah. But it hit Europe infinitely faster just because of how condensed Europe was at the time. So one of the things that helped spread the bubonic plague throughout Europe actually does involve Italy. So, the Mongol Empire at the time had after Genghis Khan, because Genghis Khan didn't fuck with Europe that heavy. His nephew, I think it is, grandson, did. He was like, first of all, fuck the Pope. I'm coming out there. So he was trying to take over more of the trading posts that were in the area. That comes into effect where he goes into actually his name is Jani Beg was his name. He's the current ruler of the Mongol Empire. Long story short, Jani.
Mm-hmm.
Janny Bang. JB.
Yep, good old JB. Yeah, what I'm about to say about him after this is not going to be good. So it's going to be real bad. I mean, he is a Mongol, so I mean,
yeah.
killed his brother to take over the empire. It's the whole thing. Anyways,
he's like, I go by Jan now, guys.
Yeah, because what are you gonna? This man literally killed his own blood to take over an empire. He don't give a fuck about what anybody else opinion about his name.
Yeah.
So he came up to
that's why he killed him, because he called him Danny.
Oh, well, when he did to the city in Italy, they must have said way worse about him. So they're trying to take over this city, which is also a trade port of force, called Kafka? Caffa in Italy. This happens in 1347. So we're still beginning of the plague. It hasn't hit most of Europe yet, but it's about to. So what happened is, again, he's coming from the east. He's carrying this plague with him. And his soldiers are dying by the droves because of the plague. They're killing off his men. And he cannot keep the siege up. He's out there trying to seize the city. He's losing men. He can't take it because he doesn't have enough people anymore. So it's like, well, I gotta leave, retreat and regroup. I'm not getting enough supplies. I'm not getting enough reinforcements. Blah, 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 blah. Because when I bring in reinforcements, they're dying too. Bubonic plague's fucking up the Mongol Empire. So he gets an idea. Because he wants to leave this city with a gift, if you will, of the plague. So what this dude does is he takes his trebuchets and starts yeeting dead bodies into the city. So mind you, this city is existing just fine. They don't have the plague inside the walls yet. They're doing okay. There's nothing happening in the city involving the plague because they're not getting anything from outside. So go about their daily business. So say like you go to the market or you go to like your neighbor's house, like, oh hey neighbor, how's it going? How's your day? Oh, Michael's still outside. That kind of sucks. Heard they might be leaving soon. That's kind of tight. And then a dead body crashed through your fucking roof.
Oh God.
So they
there was a meme that I saw that was like, oh, I can't find it. It was like that meme from like a WikiHow article of the lady like yeeting her baby.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen that one? It was like Mongols, dead bodies with the plague.
Just thousands of them.
I'm trying to look up pictures of like what it looks like, the bubonic, like what it looks like on a person.
I can just grab that for you.
Because I want to see these like bodies that they're fucking throwing over here.
Well, so it has a few different like visible effects. So like one is like the black and purple pustules that you'll get on your body. So
That's
these
such
giant
a nasty word. I hate it.
pustules.
Pustules.
Had to say it again to make sure we're on the same page here. So there were these like giant blisters on people's bodies. Is that better?
Yes, thank you.
That were filled with pus. Anyways, they were all over their bodies. But the other problem too is that it actually caused necrosis on some of your limbs. So your limbs will turn black and start dying and decaying while you're still alive.
Oh God!
Yeah, it's a whole problem.
Look at this fucking shitty picture. They got
my
this
God.
guy.
The dogs are eating him. There are dogs eating that man. Oh my God! And he's
that's a
Oh,
like,
good one.
he looks so upset.
Why wouldn't you be?
He can't do nothing.
Having a terrible day, really.
He's having the worst day.
The worst of times. So, like I mentioned before, this is what really started infecting that part of Europe. So Italy was hit hard by it because they were throwing dead bodies over the walls at the city. And it was thousands of them, mind you. It wasn't just one or like it was.
Jesus Christ, man.
Well, I mean, he had literally ammo for days because his men kept dying.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, we could either burn them or yeet them.
Yeah, this shit ain't
He
gonna get me.
chose the yeet option, and he yoked them over the wall. So the problem with this is, I mean, I don't know about you, but if I saw dead bodies being thrown over a wall into my city, crashing into neighboring houses and shops and everywhere else, smelling my city up and causing all this plague, I'm going to leave. So they retreated from the city, therefore spreading the disease to the rest of Europe. Good job, guys. So eventually what happened to help spread the disease was also it mutated into being airborne. So like any kind of virus or bacteria or anything, it's going to eventually mutate to adapt to its surroundings. It did eventually. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
It did eventually mutate. Please use that.
I will. That'll go on social.
Thank you. The internet needs to see that.
Yeah.
It became an airborne disease, no longer carried just by fleas, but it became airborne by people, which then got 2/3 of people well, not 2/3. I'm sorry. It got everybody who 2/3 of people that got sick ended up dying. There was one point in I think this was in France where the Pope was. He was like, "Hey, we're running out of places to bury these people. We got to figure out a bigger graveyard." So the River Rhone that runs through the middle of the city, he consecrated or make it a graveyard. And they threw bodies into the River Rhone. So just imagine,
great idea, guys.
It was
awesome.
The Pope had a moment. I guess
it's slightly better than the French, maybe.
He was French.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, I've been here before.
How can we make this worse?
Right, throw him in the river.
Oh my
and they
God.
do.
Corpse wax.
Fuck, man.
Puts them all underground.
I think, didn't we talk about that too? Like, we did talk about part of the catacombs in that episode. Yeah, if you have not heard, we did do an episode about the catacombs. Go back and listen to it.
Yeah, go check that episode out. That was wild.
Go check that one out if you don't mind.
These fucking paintings they have are just...
Oh, jeez.
They're so
sad.
Are you just like... you were doing this entire time?
Just looking up Renaissance pictures of these fucking... these people like slowly dying of the plague. Look at them gripping the fucking... the shit.
Yeah. He's like, oh, it hurts.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like he's in labor.
Well,
it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
So it can't be any good story about Europe without telling a story about how the Europeans went to kill the Jews. So here we go. It can't have a story about Europe without somebody wanting to kill the Jews.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the Jewish people. Just saying that Europe itself does.
For some reason, yeah.
And it just ought to be in Germany too. Imagine that. Not their first rodeo. Anywho, actually, it's not even their second at this point. Fucking hell. There's a whole story about the First Crusade and what happened with the Jewish people that were living there in Germany. That was a whole nother issue. God, man, there has been no point in time where somebody hasn't been trying to fuck up the Jewish people. Like,
no, yeah,
they have not had a W. Like,
give them a break for a little while.
Like, other than like Moses and the Red Sea thing, they have not had a W. Like,
I mean, one could argue that they were having a very big L at that point. So,
I mean, they didn't drown. That's pretty tight.
No,
anyway,
they just died of starvation later.
Yeah, that's true though. Damn. So, anyways, Germany thought that because at this point, now this is in the middle of the height of the plague. We're 2 out of 3 people are dying from this. If you get sick, you're going to probably die. So you're losing your families, your kids, your uncles, your aunties, everybody dying.
Yeah,
so, like,
it's crazy to think like
we're
all like just descendants of bubonic plague survivors.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so like there are so many people, especially like our parents' age, who now, and like during COVID especially, they were like, it's the end of the world, the end times are coming, this was predicted in Revelations and blah blah blah, and they're all talking about the end of the world, and I'm like, if anything was going to be the end of the world, it was probably during the Black Death. Okay, can you just say?
Oh yeah, well, that's another big part of this is we got to talk about here in a second, because not only were people getting sick, but people didn't think people thought they were getting sick because they were bad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah,
they thought it was like God's
punishment.
wrath.
Yeah, that it was a punishment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And,
so I'm sure people thought it was the end of the world at that point.
Yeah,
right. It's in the world. Blame the Jews. So they did.
Blame the Jews.
I'm just saying what happened. I'm not blaming the Jews. They did.
Yeah, okay.
Anywho, so this is in Strasbourg, Germany. There was an area of the Jewish population. This is after they, of course, lost their homeland and were spread to the rest of Europe. Which I'm pretty sure, ironically, is what's going on right now. But we'll skip that part of politics.
Yeah, let's not go there right now.
We're gonna touch that again.
Let's not go there.
But they had lost their homeland, so they end up going back to Europe and trying to find homes. One of those was in Strasbourg, Germany. This is what led up to the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. I think this might have been the original. There's been a few St. Valentine's Day massacres.
The OG St. Valentine's Day.
But we had one in Chicago.
Yeah.
I don't know how many we've had though, but
there's a couple movies.
This is one of them though. So what happened was that the people of Germany, like, well, the Jews are here, and they're not, the Jewish sector of Germany, of the city, wasn't affected by it. They were fine. Well, they also didn't let anybody in either. So they're like, but fuck all y'all. We're staying over here. Y'all still fuck over there. We'll be fine. And they were actually. So because the Jews were not being, the Jewish population was not being affected by this, the Christians were like, the Jews are poisoning our drinking water. It has to be the Jews. We gotta kill them. So they did. So what happened was
how are there still Jews left in the world?
I don't know.
Honestly, the entirety of Europe always trying to like kill them.
I mean, between Germany a few times, Russia a few times. I think France had an issue with them at one point. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyways, it's been
a hard time.
And then the Middle East. I mean, there's just
been a hard time for them.
There has not been a point in time where nobody tried to kill them. Like I wish I was joking.
They've never been just like chill with everybody.
No,
not one point in history.
I mean, I wish they had a moment for themselves just to chill the fuck out, but no. When
the whole world is just collectively like, hey guys, let's chill out on the Jews, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
10 minutes later.
Oh, those poor people. So anyways, the Jewish population there was given a choice. Either you convert to Christianity or you die.
Cool. Choices.
1,000 Jewish people were burned alive. So, which attributed to the other 16,000 people that were actually killed in Strasbourg just of the general disease as well. So, that leads into just where I'm kind of end at least about the bubonic plague from this point of it, because again, it's been a few times there's been resurgence. There was resurgence in the 15th century. There was another one. When was it in America? I forgot when that was, but there's been a few different times where it was used in Americas. Blankets. Anyways, at this point, though, between 30 and 50% of Europe had died. Somewhere between 75 and 200 million people were killed by this disease.
That's a lot of people.
So yeah, that's the end of the world.
That's a lot of people. How many people died from COVID in like 2020?
Dude, I'm not even trying to look at those numbers right now because there's some.
I'm gonna look it up.
I'm not trying to get into that.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I kind of want to tie it back into Poveglia Island here, a little bit, because like I said, this island was basically used as a defense for Venice, and then it was because it was a hub of a lot of ships coming in and travel. Once the plague was happening, they were starting to get a lot of sick people coming in. Fucking, the Italians were like, hey, these fucking guys coughing over here. What the fuck? You got fucking fleas? Huh?
Get mange?
Yeah. So what they would do is they would create, this was actually kind of the origin of quarantine. The word quarantine, you could say, because they had made Poveglia into a quarantine island. Instead of this being a defense mechanism now for Venice, they're going to send all the people that they believe are sick coming in from the ships to the island. So the
word for 40 is Quaranta?
Quaranta. Yeah, so that's how they got quarantined, because they would make these people, if they were thought to be sick, they would make them stay on the island for 40 days. So it was basically recover or die. And most of them died. Because if one was sick and you got on the island, everyone's sick around you, you're probably going to fucking die anyway. So they were kind of doing this for a while, and they really weren't having too much success from it, allegedly, because this has a lot of weird fucking history to it, because we actually found out some new stuff today recently about it. So they had a lot of weird fucking ways to try to figure out this plague. They're quarantining people. At the same time they're quarantining people, they're trying to figure out how to stop this, how to heal it, how to mitigate the bubonic plague. Which brings us right back to plague doctors, which was basically their solution to the plague. There's no penicillin, there's no fucking real medicine like that, Yeah,
because all we need is antibiotics and you'll be fine.
Yeah. And if you guys listen to the Salem episode we've done, or any of the past episodes where people just try to heal people,
fucking around to find out,
it's usually pretty fucking dumb.
It usually doesn't work.
No.
Has no basis. Reality.
It's all based on somebody just has an idea.
Somebody's like, you know what? Probably makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you have ghosts in your blood.
There's ghosts in your blood.
Do cocaine about it.
Yeah. So we should probably talk about what a plague doctor is first, and then talk about some of the weird shit they used to do to try to fucking...
Sure, let's get into it.
Yeah, to try to help these people.
I got a little bit. I got a little something about it, because, plague doctors themselves have been kind of throughout all of history whenever there was a plague.
Yeah,
and there was a doctor, quote unquote, a doctor.
Besides being a dope ass Halloween costume.
Yeah, that part's actually the coolest part about it, because they really weren't ever medically trained.
Yeah.
These were just people. Like, there were stories of like a florist was a plague doctor.
Just a guy.
Just a dude.
Just Herman from down the street.
Like this old dude Doug over here.
If you had access to a lot of herbs and spices and floral stuff,
aromatics,
you weren't scared,
right?
You know, yeah, be a doctor.
Like,
doctor
Miguel over there who like sells spices.
Yeah.
Hey, Miguel the Somali man can sell me Somali sort of plague.
I could see him being a plague doctor with the fucking hat.
Hell yeah.
He would have a line of people.
He's got
trying to say
paprika.
Dude, I had tamales from him 2 days ago. It was fucking.
Oh man, yeah.
I want some tamales.
Right. I wish he had an app. Gotta work on that.
get Miguel an app.
Right. Where's Miguel? Voher is due.
There's just like a map, and there's a little sombrero that like.
Well, it'll be his hat though, like his cowboy hat.
Yeah, his cowboy hat just like travels around the map. You can find where he's at all times.
For those that are not familiar with the region, we have a Somali man named Miguel. He travels to all these bars and gives you tamales.
Shout out to Miguel.
For money.
You can run into him and find him. You're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, it's like literally finding a rare Pokemon. It's one of your best days you're gonna have, really.
Hell yeah.
It's like winning a little lotto ticket.
Really
You're at the bar and he shows up.
Yeah, it's
And it's always the perfect time. So it was like, I could really use the food right now. Like, I'm getting a little saucy.
yeah. You're about to leave
Like
because
the
you don't want to order food.
Kitchen's closed.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, oh man.
Oh man, then he comes in. Right? It's wonderful. So back to these plague doctors. So about like I mentioned before, a lot of them weren't actually trained doctors. They were just kind of volunteers. A lot of them again, like they're known for like their bird beak, masks and what have you, which I get why they wore them, because they were filled with aromatics. So hence why I mentioned the florist earlier. So they'd be like full of like mint or cloves or lavender, just so they don't have to help them not get sick. Apparently,
Isn't Ring Around the Rosie the song? Isn't that about the plague? Pockets full of posies, because they would take posy flowers, and put them in their pockets.
Yep, so you didn't have to smell the dead people around you.
Yeah.
Or dead people were you when you die.
Ashes,
pretty sad song.
We all fall down.
Because of how many bodies had to burn, because of how many people died, yeah.
And then they die.
Yep. That's the whole falling down part, yeah.
Ring around the rosie.
You should have not inside of my house. Fuck.
You're welcome.
Nope.
Think about that later tonight.
Help you think about that one word that I said I can't remember right now.
Don't say it again. I don't want to hearing it. No.
I remember now. Anyways. So yeah, they were they did try a number of methods to try to cure the bubonic plague. They had no idea what the fuck they were doing. They were going off of essentially old medicine and just theories about what could possibly fix this. I have a list. So
Is leeches on there?
it's one of them, yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is, even about their clothes, like I said before, they were known for having the bird mask. They also were known for having a cane, which was literally to keep people away from them.
Yeah.
Literally.
My aromatics.
To point directions and to keep people away from them. So the whole 6 feet no pressure thing with COVID, I wish I had a cane for that shit.
Yep.
Just poke at people.
Yeah.
Man, I miss the whole 6 feet apart thing.
I try to keep to it just because I don't like people.
I don't like people either. And people are always, whenever you're in a line and the person behind you is like right behind you.
Oh, dude, I've always hated that. Like, why are you so close to me, dog? Get the fuck out of here.
Like,
Trying to smell me? Get the fuck out.
Oh, God.
Right?
Bubble, man. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, there's a hat I plan on buying myself at some point. It says I'm a big fan of space, both outer and personal.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm gonna need that. Anywho, so that's why they had a cane, and so they're known for, of course, having their cane, having the black trench coat, the hat, and the plague mask. So some of the fun things that they tried to do to cure the bubonic plague. You ready for this one, Deej?
Oh yeah, I'm fucking pumped.
Okay, all right. Yeah. You want to start us off, dude? So you pumped about it?
I can't start us off.
Yeah, there, buddy.
I'll start us off with one. This is probably my favorite one.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah, this one's got to do with snakes.
Snakes.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is called the Vickery method. They would use live chickens, right? So they would take a chicken and they would pluck the feathers around the chicken's asshole.
Oh my God.
All around the butthole, and then they would put it on the bobos, you know, the lymph nodes that were swollen, the bobos on people's skin. So they would do that, you know, and they would rub the chicken's fucking asshole on the person's wound, you know. And not only would they do that,
but why?
I swear to Christ, man. My fucking grandmother did this. I swear to Christ, man. You take a fucking chicken, you rub a little fucking ass, boom, you'll be fucking good. You'll be good in 2 days.
You know what I heard from Angelo? You know what he said his brother did?
God damn, that was a solid fucking 80s mob wife, Italian mob wife.
You gotta get the cigarette rasp.
Yeah. Okay, so that's like one version of the method. Another version of this method, they used snakes. So what they would do with the snake is they would basically like take like a snake's head and they would put it on a person's mouth, because the snake was synonymous with the devil, you know, and they believed, hey, you put a fucking snake in that cocksucker's mouth, it'll suck the fucking devil right out of him. You'll never be fucking praying to Jesus before you know it.
Vincenzo, bring one of the snakes in here.
No, the big one, not the goddess snake. Get the big one.
No, this is a really bad case. Get the big one.
No, we don't got time to rinse it off. Just bring it over here.
Bring the chicken butt too.
We ran out of chickens. We got to get the snake.
Right, we got turkeys.
I was making chicken parmesan for dinner tonight. I really needed it. Okay,
I swear to Christ, this works.
This one's better than the snakes. You'll feel better.
One of my favorite ones was to drink your own pee twice a day.
Twice a day?
Not once, but twice. Yeah.
Seems excessive.
It seemed, yeah.
Bear Grylls
For one's
here.
own pee, yes. Another one was to vomit regularly.
I mean,
okay. Like, all right. The thing is, and like, here's the problem with it. Like, so like, because
casual eating disorder joke.
Yeah, that one was kind of weird to me, because like you're already kind of this infection will, again, necrosis is one of the problems with it, will kill your lungs, and you're going to be vomiting blood anyways. Just kind of happens.
Yeah.
So you're going to vomit more, apparently.
Sure.
I don't know.
They're like, you got to get all the blood out of there. You got too much blood in your body.
Oh,
you got to get it out. Get the leeches.
So what are you, Tom? Are you dumb? You got to throw it up. He's never going to get out of you. You fucking leave it in there. You got to puke it up. What, you want me to get the snake?
I always said Tommy's got way too much blood.
Oh. Yep. Oh,
sorry.
You just got into character real quick. You got into that. Like, you were feeling it. That's tight.
That's what we gave a warning about this.
Did we?
We did at the beginning of the episode.
I gave an explicit warning.
Oh,
yeah.
Good for you. Not for them. Anywho, another one of my favorite ones. You have to drink a cocktail of honey, egg yolks, and scorpion venom to draw out the poison.
Scorpion venom.
Yep.
Here, drink this fucking arsenic. Let's see if this works.
So like, okay, honey. Okay, cool. Honey, whatever.
You had me until
like egg
scorpion.
yolk. Okay, yeah, okay. Like egg yolk.
Yeah.
Specific, but okay, whatever.
What was all in it? What were the ingredients?
Honey, egg yolk, and scorpion venom.
You get a fucking little bit of cup of honey. You get a little bit of fucking egg yolk, 2 egg. You crack them on there and get that snake again. We got to get some venom on this cocksucker over here.
We're all out of snakes, honey. We got to get the scorpions.
In the cup. Get him to bite the cup.
With his butt. Essentially. One of my other favorite ones, you're supposed to avoid having sex.
Well, I mean,
I don't know who the fuck's trying to have sex while they're
that would be a way to transmit the disease. So
I mean, yeah, sure, air, sure.
Like, you know,
it's not an STD though, but like
no, but like if you're having sex with someone, you're usually more than 6 feet away from, or more than 6 feet close to them.
That's true, depending on positions. Anywho, so I don't think it's supposed to avoid baths, because that's a weird one for me, but supposed to avoid
just like don't clean yourself, or like clean yourself in a different way.
Maybe in a different way. I'm thinking
I don't think they had showers back then.
He's, I swear to Christ, Maria, if that fucking kid gets in my bathtub, I'm gonna fucking kill him. I don't want him touching the fucking bathtub.
got 7 people who got to take a bath in that water, okay? Get out of there.
He's fucking spitting out pus every fucking 2 minutes. You want me to fucking get in there, take a bath?
And then, of course, the typical bloodletting and leeches were the other ones that were.
I got a couple other cool ones.
Okay, go for it, man.
Yeah, this
You
one
got
was
too much blood.
Obviously.
This one's actually cool. It's called Four Thieves Vinegar, and it is a mixture of vinegar with garlic, herbs, and spices. The legend comes because there was, of course, Italians. There was thieves robbing motherfuckers in the midst of all of this.
Naturally.
And they believed the only reason they were able to do this was this concoction that they made, which dubbed the name Four Thieves Vinegar, because they believed it was specifically for fucking
What was
thieves.
in it again?
Four Thieves Vinegar.
What was in it?
It was vinegar, garlic, herbs, and spices. And
Literally sounds like the start of a sauce.
That it does. Like a vinaigrette dressing.
Right.
But like, you know what? I feel like we need to have our own brand of like required taste vinaigrette dressing and call it Four Thieves.
There's only 3 of us. We have Ben and John, but
There's 3 thieves.
5 thieves.
5 thieves.
it's like 5. Like, gotta get Ben and John on board with this one.
Yeah. Oh, I got another one right here. Using onions.
Literally just making a soup at this point.
Yeah, we're just cooking.
Right. That's very Italian, actually. That's extraordinary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We can
literally.
fix it with dinner.
Yeah, like I swear to you, like my parents used to do this when I was a kid. Like I would get a bee sting, and my mom would my mom's not Italian, but my dad would like cut a fucking potato in half, rub it on.
She would get the chicken.
Yeah.
Start plucking its butt.
So she would cut a raw potato in half, and she'd like rub it on the fucking bee sting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like a kid. I'm like, oh, she knows fucking magic. Of course, it doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah.
You think she's like a bruja or something?
And that's basically what they did with onions. They would cut an onion up and rub it on the wound. You know.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a recipe for a really good minestrone at this point.
Now, I have another one that's really cool. This is actually
Is it more cooking ingredients?
No, it's not.
Okay.
This one is mainly this has to do with the side of it where people thought people were getting sick were evil, that you had deserved this, you had done something bad. So this process was called flagellation. So these people would basically, they would have these whips, these like handmade whips, and they would walk around the streets whipping their backs or, on their wounds, basically pronouncing their sins, I fucking cheated on Maria, the fucking whore. He's fucking whipping his back,
Isn't that from the Da Vinci Code?
It's actually used.
I never watched it, but I know that was a tradition, though. Yeah,
the guy was doing in the. Ugh.
Yeah,
he would do it throughout the town. He would do it in the middle of a city normally.
Yeah, it's a big Catholic thing. It's used in a lot of
very Catholic.
things. Yeah, and it's even done nowadays, like in practices. There's festivals that they do in certain countries where they have people will go on the streets, and it's actually considered an honor to be the person whipping yourself and to even get blood sprayed on you from the whip.
That's how we get disease. Again,
that's
Catholics don't give a fuck.
More
man.
plague happening there. Oh God.
No.
So wait, it's called flagellation.
Flagellation, yeah.
Okay. What's like the action of like would you say I was flagelled?
I was flagelling.
Hey, Ma, I'm going out flagelling.
Okay, now this one actually might be my favorite.
Oh, jeez.
Because I have some speculation about this.
Okay.
So they said they use powdered unicorn horn.
Oh, yeah. I heard that works for a lot of things.
Now, out of all the things like you could find about, because there's a lot of people that talk about using unicorn horns for stuff, but nobody ever says that unicorns don't exist.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've been mentioned throughout history.
Like
so,
they're always saying like, yeah, it was that we use this of a unicorn, this, but like nobody ever says like that was fake. It's pretty like.
Well, I mean, unicorns are real. They're not like narwhals. They're not mythical creatures like narwhals.
And okay, I actually got one more for you guys. I forgot about this one. This one is even fucking dumb. They would use emerald. Do you guys want to guess how they would use emerald?
Probably put it on their butts. What?
Did they do that?
No, they didn't put it up their butts.
Oh, okay.
But they did eat it. They would crush it up and make it into a tea, and they would drink it.
Sounds like some rich people bullshit.
Sounds like something from like China.
Yeah, a lot of these are kind of derived from Chinese practices.
Yeah.
If it's China, it would be like jade or something.
Like you said, there's this place, Venice in particular, like had a lot of fucking people traveling from all over. So a lot of
was a
these
trade hub, yeah.
a lot of these practices do have, he talked about the Mongols, has a lot of those cultural, backgrounds behind
We're
it.
going to have to
like-
get into the Mongols one of these
They're like,
days.
this Mongolian guy came through and he told me this thing that works, and I swear it works. He said he cured his whole family with it.
I got fucking bought about an ounce of fucking unicorn powder from that guy.
I bought 25 emeralds,
I ain't
an
worth
ounce of unicorn powder.
God, fucking Italians. Now, so of course, like this is all fucking awesome stuff that we talked about the island of Poveglia, but we had recently kind of uncovered some knowledge that maybe it wasn't as bad as they said it was, because the numbers that they talked about, the amount of people that died, I think was a little misconstrued, because this was recently today we found out that a lot of this information of first, before I get into that, I should say that after this plague stuff happened, Poveglia eventually was abandoned, and it was this, basically a ghost fucking island that nobody wanted to go to because the plague was there. Eventually in 1922, it got bought out. Was allegedly supposed to be a mental asylum, and it was basically just a crazy fucking island with crazy people, and there was rumors of all kinds of torture, misconduct, ghosts, because of all the death that's happened.
There was like a legend of a doctor at the mental asylum who tortured his patients, but then was drove to insanity by their ghosts and jumped off the bell tower.
Yeah, there's so many ghost stories about it. That was the main reason we picked, not we picked, but we were like, let's fucking, find out as much as we can. Of course, we had the listener suggestion.
But we got so excited about it because we're like, this sounds so dope.
Because all the information was cool, but then we kind of traced it back. Everything was sourced from Ghost Adventures, basically. Most of the information that we were looking at was traced back to this. So we kind of
there's a lot of rumors and speculation about what happened on Poveglia, and there seems to be a consensus when you do like an initial Google search. There's the same story is repeated in many different websites, right?
Yeah.
And it seems pretty legit until you actually dig into it, and all of those kind of ghost stories and legends and myths, none of it's verifiable. Like, you can't verify pretty much any of it. It all stems from that episode of Ghost Adventures. Not all of it. There were obviously rumors and whatever, but a lot of it stems from Ghost Adventures. So
fucking backsaggins.
Yeah, like in Ghost Adventures, I think they say something like the island is 50% human ash or something.
Yeah, that's like probably one of the first things you read on 90% of the websites you pull up.
Not true.
Yeah.
Only about 20 people total throughout the entirety of the plague. Only about 20 people actually died on Poveglia of the plague. And they were all people who were like sailors. They were all sailors who came in and were quarantined, because that was like the port where they quarantined people. That was the only plague quarantining that they did, was sailors would come in, and they did it on the other two islands too. But sailors would come in, they would be quarantined for 40 days, and then they would move on. And some of them had the plague, and some of them didn't, and some of them died, and it was about 20 people. So
that means the legend of Poveglia is false.
You're welcome.
It is. And I was
at least highly exaggerated.
Yeah. There was like some plague stuff that happened there, but not a lot. There was never an asylum there. It was a geriatric facility because they were trying to build up the island to be more like livable, and you needed a place for old people, and so they built this geriatric facility. There was a psychiatric wing of the geriatric facility, like dementia patients and stuff, but there was never any
just leave it to the fucking Italians, man. They were like closing up shop on the island. The guy was like, all right, man, we're gonna close the gates, we're gonna tell everyone to stay away from it. And he was like, wait, there's ghosts here, buddy. There's a lot of fucking bad shit happening here. I actually heard there's a mad scientist. The guy's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's haunted.
Fucking haunted.
It's haunted.
And it's gonna stay haunted, you hear me?
Some like tourist comes up. He's like, "Oh, that island's pretty creepy looking." Like, yeah, it's haunted. What's up? $20. I'll tell you the story.
I got a taxi boat right over here. Take it at 200. Actually, they do that.
Yeah, they
200 euro. You can take a taxi boat.
Yep.
Travel over there.
And that was kind of...
That's actually kind of a lot. How far of a fucking boat ride is it?
Let's find out. From Venice to Poveglia.
Yeah, because like 200 euro is what, like 230, 240 American? Something like that?
I don't know, but I think it's like a guided tour.
Oh, that's different then.
Yeah, because so like legally the island is like shut. I think there's a few people who, I don't know if they live there or if they just own land there, but there are people
$220
who are like the ancestors of the people who had originally lived there, and they like own land there. But for the most part, it's like illegal to go and visit this island on your own. You can't just like go travel there because it's not safe. So there's like crumbling like structures. It hasn't been maintained for a long time, so it's like not safe for people to go there, and that's why you're not allowed to. But people are like, yeah, you're not allowed to go there because it's fucking haunted.
220.
And it's 10 miles. A little over 10 miles away. Venice to Poveglia.
Okay, 10 miles on a boat can take a little bit.
Yeah.
So all right.
Yeah.
So $220 American. We'll get you on that island. I'm assuming because somebody maintains it and it's an island right next to Venice, so I'm assuming the water levels had to have been rising on it.
Yeah, they actually raised the island. So they did this thing where they would bore holes into the ground and they filled it with a mixture of like clay and cement, and they raised the island like a couple feet or something.
Sure.
Because the water levels were like encroaching on it, and so there was this whole big preservation project.
He said they fucking drive by, they're gonna see there's no ghost, so we gotta fucking pick it up. They're gonna fucking see everything.
Exactly.
I just imagine like tourists are there and it's like a Joe Camo dude in the alley smoking a cigarette. He said, "You guys looking for a good time, huh?
You Americans, you like ghosts."
I ain't talking about wine." God, that, yeah. Almost as sketchy as the cataphiles, the Frenchmen that will take you into the catacombs.
That's like the same thing.
Yeah, they'll stab you down there. So that's about right.
Yeah.
The Italians will probably just haggle you, strong arm you, and then you just got to pay some money.
Well, yeah, man, they're going to stronger because they can't lose a customer.
Yeah, you come back and they're like, "You saw a bunch of fucking ghosts, didn't you? Yeah, the fucking ghost pulling your fucking leg. Remember that?
Yeah, that bruise out of your arm there. That's from the ghost, right?
Yeah,
You're gonna go tell everybody, huh?
He fucking gave you 2 black eyes. Remember that?
Didn't listen the first time.
I seen it.
You didn't listen to the ghost the first time. So you got 2.
Fucking crazy ghosts out there.
God damn.
Like instead of sleeping with the fishes, you're hanging out with the ghosts on Poveglia.
God damn it, man. I wish I knew like one of the names so I could like name an Italian fucking ghost. I don't know anybody's names in this story because it's all like alleged,
Yeah, because it didn't happen.
Well, we did it.
We did it. And thank you for that fucking listener suggestion because this was really fun to dive into, especially because once we got into the plague doctor shit, we were like, oh.
We'd been meaning to do plague doctors for a long time. It was on the list from like a year ago.
I'm pretty sure it was on the list from Denver when we started, actually.
Yeah.
Like, it's been there for a while.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. But we love those fucking listener suggestions, especially shit like this. Even if it ends up turning not to be what everyone thinks it is, it's fun fucking diving into shit like this. And if you like it, we're going to talk about it.
Indeed. And like I mentioned before in the beginning of the episode, we do have a Patreon. We're going to be recording that today finally. So we're going to be back on top of those. So please check those out. If you have us on social media, we appreciate it. Give us a like and a share to your friends and your family members that don't mind a wee bit of cursing and some mild racism.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
We it's like the Italian stuff. I could do that,
Yeah.
Aaron could do stuff, you could do stuff. We're cool.
Yeah, we're various shades of brown here, so we're allowed. We get a little bit more deep into stuff like that on our Patreon on Aftertaste.
Indeed.
Which if you're done listening to this episode, go over there because there's a brand new episode that we are about to record right now, and you can listen to it right now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
we're talk about the 8 crazy days of 2024.
Indeed. But anyways, regardless, we do appreciate you all giving us a listen. Give us a like and a share on your favorite social media or your favorite listening services. Give us a follow because we're like a few people away from meeting our goal.
Oh my God, seriously.
We're back on our schedule. We fumbled it at the end. We probably could have got it, but we're back on our schedule, back on the weekly fucking schedule. You guys can be sure to catch us every fucking Tuesday and check out the social medias. Go to the Instagram, click the follow button. Maybe you've clicked on a page and you didn't click follow. Go to the TikTok. Visit our link tree. If whatever page you're on, whatever you listen to us on, make sure you go on it, click it, and make sure you click the follow button because maybe you haven't. Maybe you still listen to us and you're just not getting the updates because you haven't done that yet.
It really helps, guys. It really, really does. If you guys want a way to support us and you don't want to do it monetarily, you don't want to subscribe to the Patreon or whatever, that's fine. Free ways to support us is just follow, subscribe,
share it. Rate us, give us a rating on if you haven't done that already. That'd be pretty tight.
That's a really good way to support us because that goes pretty far.
So. Indeed. And I'm going to be finishing our merch site soon because I didn't know that was broken until recently. That's cool. So I'll definitely give an update on that as soon as possible, probably on some type of social media or what have you. But anyways, like I said before, we appreciate you guys listening to us regardless. We hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see y'all next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.